well, then you better open the show.
All right. Hey, here we are. We are, what are we doing here? Oh, yeah, we're here. I'm Jim Kellner, and I'm here with, we had some technical difficulties, folks. Sorry about that. Hello, welcome to Hypno News Live, the show where each and every week, Grant Saunders and I cover all the news in hypnosis. That means conference talk, research, other stuff. But this week, Grant Saunders is on the road. He's working on very important stories for us. So luckily, we were able to get Shawn Kostiuk, the captain here, to jump in to replace him. Shawn Kostiuk, how are you today, sir?
I am doing all right. It is extremely hot, and everybody's just kind of holding on, waiting for cooler weather to come.
I would think you guys would have enough cooler weather that you would never want it again.
Well, there is a reasonable. We're Canadians. We're reasonable. Everything's reasonable. Even our laws are reasonable. As long as it's reasonable, you can do it.
Nice. I'm just trying to fix something over here. I'm having a. Please talk to the audience.
Talk to the audience. All right. Well, last week we recapped HTL Live. I am still seeing a lot of activity. Lots of people are posting pictures, and of course, the FOMO still continues for those of us that didn't get a chance to actually make it to the event. And we've got Amanda. Good evening, Amanda. She says, "Evening, gents." Does she know us?
Well, one of us is wearing a jacket, so
yeah. Well, if you'd have told me to wear a jacket, I would have got my jacket. Actually, no, I wouldn't have, because it's like 38 degrees outside.
38. So, what do you add 50 and then just split it in threes and then -4? That's how you get that. It's hot. Okay. Okay, gotcha.
I have a kid who's touring with his band right now in BC, which is, of course, directly north of you. They're in the Shuswap area, and he said the same thing. He says, "I don't know how I'm going to play guitar for the next 2 hours, when it's this hot outside." And he's a beanpole as it is, so for him to lose 15 pounds of water or whatever, hockey players lose in a game, that would be significant for him. So. All right, lots of chatter now. Amanda, of course, is laughing at us. She says that she definitely missed seeing me there. I missed seeing me there too. It was just like it was a complete blur. Justina's on now, and of course we've got Dan. Justina was on my TikTok live a couple nights ago, asking some questions, trying to get chit chat going for the audience that was there. Amanda said she enjoyed it more this year for the different vibe. And Dan said HTL was really great this year. So good that, it's the premier, no questions. It's the premier conference for hypnotists in the world. It's the largest. Absolutely. And, it's one that if you can make it, and I think we talked about this last week, or maybe we talked about it on I know we talked about it somewhere along the way. It's an investment,
It is. Yeah. Going to cost a couple of bucks, that's for sure.
Yeah, the monetary investment up front definitely is significant. There's no question. Yeah. You are going to Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. You are staying on the Strip, and so there are extra costs that are associated with that. But what you get out of it over time, I think, is it comes back to you in waves. It comes back to you in relationships. It comes back to you in so many other things. And, eventually it comes back to you in money as well. Justina says, "I make more and more friends every time I attend the conference." Well, how lucky for you, Justina. No pun intended.
She is the queen of luck, as we know.
Yeah.
I was intending to go to her class because I could use more luck in my life, and I didn't make it over there for that.
The last bet you placed didn't work out, or what?
True, actually, you're right there. And I was just scrolling through to the year before. The year when my wife and daughter came, also, I just saw a memory pop up, and I think that was a year. It was a couple years ago. I won $50 on a slot machine
There you
and
go.
walked away. So I think I'm just a lucky guy. I don't
You
know.
know,
Maybe.
we're just gonna call you Lucky Jim.
Yeah. I mean, I hung out with Lucky Duck when she came here for PNW, and I think it rubbed off on me.
There
That's
you
what
go.
happened. Yeah.
I always tell people, my luck is for other people. Um, invariably it happens when I go to conferences. I'll say to the people sitting at the table, look, I don't care what you say, somebody at this table is going to win. And the last conference I was at is an education conference. I had a bunch of teachers that it was their first time at the conference. They were big, it was big, exciting, and they really wanted these prizes. They really wanted to win, but everybody that was being called was nowhere near our table. They got down to the last two prizes. One, I don't know, one was like a printer, the other one was like a TV or something like that, and they won both of them, one right after the other. I
Wow.
said, "See, I told you." And then yeah, tech conferences are infamous for giving out all kinds of goodies. And the last tech conference I was at, my compatriots from the school division were all standing around me. I said, "Look, guys, we're all going to win here, so just stay standing beside me." Sure enough, every one of us won something, uh, and not just something like grand prizes. Like we were bringing back TVs and like we had trouble getting everybody into the vehicle with the swag that we came back with.
Damn.
That's right. And Amanda, I will sit with you.
Well, it sounds like what Dan gives out at the Michigan conference. Man, he gives out the best. Amanda is now podcasting with the gear that she won last year at the Michigan conference.
Nice. I was actually listening to
Yeah.
one of Amanda's podcasts yesterday, so it
Well,
was
and
really good.
you'll have to listen to one coming up at the end of the month because your good friend Jim Kellner will be on that episode.
I know that guy.
Yeah, yeah, you might have met him. So, a couple of things to talk about besides hypno thoughts and luck and everything. It's funny. Like, I don't think Justina's ever tuned in before. Mark Barris, I don't think he's been here before. I think you're a draw. I think we got the captain draw here.
There you go. I'm the luck of the draw.
You got to keep working. So take a drink every time Shawn says luck. Um, but it has to be Earl Grey, of course. Earl Grey tea, right?
Yep.
Is there-
Yeah. Grant and I will agree to disagree on what the best tea is.
Well, good to see you all, Mark, Amanda, of course, Justina. Amanda and I are working on some cool stuff. Speaking of collaboration, we chatted. Thanks, Dan, for tuning in, of course. So we're collaborating, and well, I'm not ready to reveal what. Oof, it's it's related to the work that she does, but yeah, it's cool stuff. I look forward to it. So,
Me too.
what's that?
Me too.
Yeah. So, and you know what? Since we're both here on the show, we should plug Monday night Hypnosis Hero. Who do we have on the show?
We have the amazing Nadine Manuel joining us Monday. What is it? August 12th.
Uh,
Let me just verify that because it
it's
is the second and
oh
fourth Mondays.
you know what? I was sure it was this Monday, so I'm glad. I don't know. I,
For some reason, Jim, you seem to think first and third, and you keep telling me it's the second and fourth. So either you don't want me on the broadcast, or
yeah. Well,
or
we're
we'll
super
just do it
excited.
every Monday. Then
We're
then we'll be sure we got everybody.
okay. Second and fourth. So it should be first and third. How did we get on second and fourth? That's just weird.
Oh, it
Anyway,
was you.
it's, yeah, true. It was me. Damn it, Shawn.
You want to change it? Change it. You're the boss.
No, we will stick to it because now I'm almost kind of remembering it. Okay, second and fourth. But hey,
Yep.
great news because if you're familiar with Nadine Manuel, or if you're not, She has been on cruise ships for years, decades, really. I think over a decade. She's been in hypnosis for a couple of decades. She's been on cruise ships doing shows, empowerment seminars. She's also a hypnotherapist. She does. She's in the college market, so I think really kind of a great leading voice for all of us, and especially for the women that need some a little extra encouragement, because there's a lot of dudes in this industry, in the stage industry, and so I think she's going to help out with that. I believe she's presenting at the Performing Hypnosis Summit too. I can't remember. I got to go through all the stuff for that. We'll talk more about that in a minute.
Yep.
First thing up, the next thing up that's coming up, Shawn, Michigan Hypnosis Conference. That's right.
Yep.
Michigan Hypnosis Conference, starting on Friday, September 20th. This is the place where you win the best prizes, really. Um, Dan, it's like Christmas for Dan. He's like shopping. My grandma used to do that. She would shop year round for Christmas presents. They'd all be in the closet, and then she'd bust them all out. That's what Dan does. He's shopping all year long. He comes out with the best presents. He gave me the Zoom camera, which works fantastic. As I said, Amanda got what'd she get? The Streamlab thing. And there's so many cool things going on out there. I just saw we're having dinner at a restaurant called Pegasus. The venue for it. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna try to share I'm gonna try and share. Wish me luck, everybody. I'm gonna try to share the screen. Here we go.
The Rode Procaster.
Yes, that's what it is. There's that. Share. And then, are you guys seeing it? Can you see the Michigan?
You need,
What?
hang on. There.
Is
Good
it there?
to go.
Okay. Oh, you had to press the button. Thanks, Shawn.
Yep.
There it is, the venue. Boy, this place looks Greek town. Look at that place. That looks nice. Right in the heart of Detroit, Michigan. And so there's a lot of stuff to do around there. We're going to be at the Hollywood Casino in Greektown that promises both professional growth and memorable leisure activities in the heart of Detroit. So really nice looking rooms. You can see those. Let me go back. There's a casino there, so I might win some money. Now, here's the crazy thing, too. There were like 3 other people standing around when I won this last $875. None of them played. None of them played.
Well, when I get to Vegas, I will put a bet down with you, Jim.
All right. Good man. Good man. Dan Goyette missed out. What's his name? Grant didn't even place a bet, and he was the one that gave me the lucky number. I still owe him a steak dinner for that one. So, yeah, it's going to be fantastic. Let's look at the presenters real quick.
While you're doing that, Amanda said that she saw your heart break just a little bit when she won.
It did because I was like, oh man, I really want that. I really want that. But then I won the camera, and that was good too. I still want the road thing though, but it's better. This is better. I'm glad she got it so she can interview me. See, it came full circle. So thanks to Dan, I'm getting interviewed on Amanda's show, and we're gonna. You know why I'm gonna be on the show? Do you know why I'm gonna be on the show, Shawn?
I'm guessing because you're an awesome dude.
Well, and even beyond that, even more awesome. Hold on. Let's go. So we got Connie J. Holmes as the opening keynote speaker. We got Grant Saunders as the closing. We got Kevin Lapine's going to be there. That guy, that woman, her. Joe Beth Bowers. Love that guy. He did a great presentation for PHS. The automated hypnotist, Harry Pierce. I could use a little more automation. I mean, this is a long list of people, very recognizable names, some of them newbies. Oh, my good friend Gwendolyn is going to be there. Have you met Gwendolyn, Shawn?
Not face to face.
Okay, she's fantastic.
But we are related on Facebook. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So look at all these. I'm hoping I'm on here. Oh, Sandra Grace, Alani Gonzalez. She gets around to a lot of conferences. Tracy
There's
does.
my friend Tracy.
Tracy Beach. She makes it to a lot of conferences too. Apparently, I'm not on the list. Oh, Lydia's going to be there. That's fantastic. Vinny.
And
Mike
Vinny, yeah,
Brody.
got to meet
Uh,
Vinny. I want to meet Michael Brody, and
oh, you haven't met Michael? Oh, yeah.
no, because he wasn't at performing hypnosis.
Oh, that's right. He blew
He
it.
was he
But
was
guess what? He's gonna,
otherwise detained, I believe.
but he's going to be there this year. So that's what matters. So you get to meet him then. And more importantly than that, you get to meet what's his Martian friend's name? I can't remember now. Damn it.
Norbert,
Norbert, yes. Yeah. Oh, thank God you were here, Shawn. Thank God you're here. Dennis Ridgway, really good friend of mine. Steve Woods, Melissa Sullivan, of course. I'm not going to read out. Oh, William Mitchell's going to be there. Love that guy. And Luke Howard. Oh, there's Jim Kellner. Thank God. Whew. Thought maybe I got missed. So yeah. Who cares about any of the rest of them? Oh, Amanda Dodd, Melissa Dodd is going to be there. Friend of the show, of course. So it looks like a great thing. Now, hey, if you're going to be there, I know Amanda's going to be there. A few people are going to be there. This is important. Go over. Uh, I need to do this myself. So Between Two Minds. Now, this is a podcast with Joe Beth, who's a really awesome guy, and you can actually be on his podcast while you're out there at the conference. I don't know, Dan, are you going to be doing Hypno Cafe out there as well, or are you going to be too busy with other stuff if you're still watching? Um, Wait a minute, September 20. Oh, I like the hours, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's nice too. So, like Amanda, go over there, sign up. I'm going to drop this in the comments down below. Where's that
Dan
at?
says
Okay.
no, he's going to be too busy.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's good. You got Joe Beth doing his thing. I'm going to share another real quick. I'm going to share another. Um, this is because I already had it. I already had it loaded. It's going to be hard not to ignite your entre. So Grant and I this Sunday we're teaching a workshop about 60 to 90 minutes. It's ignites your entrepreneurial fire. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're having some trouble actually launching, that's a great class for you. Super cheap, $37. You missed the bonuses. Sorry, you don't get the bonuses, but you still get the cheap price. 37 bucks. We're going to go through some of the top things that we think are necessary to help you be successful as an entrepreneur. Both Grant and I have been serial entrepreneurs for a long time. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, since like 8, and I'll tell more about that story another
So
time.
my question is, of course, being cereal. Are you like Kellogg's or Post, or like what brand of cereal are you?
I mean, Captain Crunch peanut butter, of course. I mean, please, dude. Um, I love the way it cuts. I love the way it cuts the roof of my mouth. I never understood the other one. The Captain Crunch that it wasn't peanut butter flavored. It was just like regular flavor. Never did you like that one, Shawn? You probably liked that one, didn't you?
No, actually, I was actually, and I still am a mini wheats kind of guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Making a healthier choice. Frosted or none?
Well, if it's not frosted, then it's just shredded wheat, so that's pointless.
Exactly.
That's like chewing cardboard.
Yeah. No
That,
kidding.
that, that that's about the only cereal worse than Shreddies.
um, if let's see, you're here it is. Here's the podcast. So go sign up. Canadian thing, Amanda says. I forget she's Canadian because she seems so normal, but um,
We can blend in.
uh,
Sorry about that.
um, there's the so if you want to sign up to be on that podcast, there it is. Between Two Minds. Joe Beth, really great guy. Love that guy. He's a great mentalist, doing stage hypnosis as well. So, Shawn, this is the reason. This is the not the only reason because I'm a swell fella, but this is the reason. We've been waiting years on this one. Boom, there it is. Jim Kellner's newest book, Your Life Sucks. Here's how to fix it.
Very nice.
Available September 1st. So pre-order available right now on Kindle. The having some there's all you know what, Shawn, here's the thing. Have you ever self-published a book yet?
No, I've heard horror stories from a lot of authors that have tried and opted not to in the long run, and I've heard some people say, "No, it's easy."
Yeah, I would be of the former. Um, I actually think it was easier to write the book than to go through all of that other BS. The whole process of just getting it like formatted and edited and the book cover made, and then there's like all these little steps which are not good for me. Every little step is like an opportunity to quit. I didn't, thank God, but every time I thought so this way this so every time I thought I was done, I wasn't. And so, um, yes, Amanda, I'm going to try to make an audible version. Who knows how that's going to go? Um, it's going to take forever, I think, but we'll see. I definitely want to because I don't like to read books that much anymore. I'm more of a audiobook kind of a guy, so I'm definitely gonna do that. But so even now I'm having trouble like with the ISBN number and the paper
I was
thing
going to
isn't the
say,
right
did
size.
you get yourself an actual ISBN number,
I
not
did.
from Amazon? Okay.
Yeah. Well, Kindle is so. Here's the thing: Kindle and the Audible version will be just on Amazon because you don't really sell many
That's
anywhere
fine. But
else.
the ISBN number is key because that means if it's your ISBN number, you retain control of it.
Yeah. So yeah, and so that's a really good point. Apparently, like if you go with the Amazon number, then like say Barnes and Noble or some independent bookstore, they're going to see Amazon as the publisher. They're not going to want to carry your book. So that's what I've heard. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter too much for Kindle or the Audible or the audiobook version. Um, Apparently, because Amazon sells most of those anyway. But for the softback and the hardback, yeah, definitely got my own. Actually, I'm published through Excel Hypnosis, Anthony Gitch's company.
Okay.
Got his.
Nice.
So yeah, so I've been doing some promotions about this. If you want me to send you the first three chapters, so you can get a preview of it, shoot me a message, and I will send that over. So Mark says, I'm a bit new to this. Are there any presenters that specialize in comedy, magic, and hypnosis? I need some clarity because do you mean like comedy all put together, or comedy, magic, and hypnosis separately? There are some that do all three: comedy, magic, and hypnosis. Like Michael DeShalit, he does all three. He's fantastic. Who else? I know Tyson does a little bit of magic, but not too much anymore.
I'm
Uh,
seeing guys in Canada here. Anyway, Wayne Lee is starting to get
hmm.
into magic as much as he does hypnosis. I'm starting to see his percentages of posts are starting to even out a little bit.
Oh, interesting.
Um,
Interesting.
to me, I think it's just if you have if you have that extra skill,
Hmm.
you get into different venues.
Sure.
Curtis, for example, my magician buddy here that I did work with is actually working with Wayne this week at the
Oh,
Regina exhibition. So, hey, Brian Bay joining
Brian Bay
in.
in the house. Good to see you, Brian.
So yeah, if you have that extra skill set, like Michael and Wayne and those guys, yeah, utilize it. I think Joe Beth is, he's got some mentalist stuff that he does in addition to hypnosis. So
Hmm.
it just makes you, it's like being that extra player on a football team when you can be that multi-dimensional threat.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've never learned magic because I'm too lazy. Um,
I've never learned magic because I don't think I can make my hands work that way. They're
oh,
they're
that's
they're built they're built for typing.
ah, that explains the divorce. Never mind. Um,
Oh, there's so many different ways I could go. But only two fingers I use.
Moving right along, Shawn. How's the dating going? Are you out there? Are you mingling?
No, I'm valuable.
You're
So
you're you're what?
I'm valuable. So anybody who wants to date me needs to be able to provide value to me.
Ah, wow. All right. Attaboy. Yes.
Well, you don't
Brian
get to
Bay,
be a captain for nothing.
exactly. They better bring gifts of um, Earl Grey tea.
Yeah.
Super excited too. Brian Bay is going to be joining me for a street hypnosis or impromptu hypnosis training coming up. I think it's the 24th and 25th of August. If you're in the Seattle area or you want to watch on video, check that out over at my Hypnotic Success Academy. But let's talk about, and if anybody, I don't, if anybody has anything they want to promote on this show, please shoot it to us. Let us know. Amanda, will you drop the website for your podcast? By the way, love to see that. Mark, I want to talk to you too because I was wondering if you might want to teach something at Performing Hypnosis Summit. You've got a lot of skills that you're not a hypnotist, but you got a lot of skills that might be helpful. But we can chat more about that. Let's see. So Michigan, yeah, Michigan. So we're done with Michigan. Go get registered. Very inexpensive to attend. You get fed really well, and Dan is a swell fella. Let's see. Let's go on to. Oh, you know what? You want to talk about too is did you see this article too that Paul Ramsey posted?
Is that the Psychology Today article?
Oh no, this was so this was from the ISHA, the
Hmm.
International Stage Hypnosis Association. They had somebody actually registered a complaint with the organization against a hypnotist that's actually not a member. And the way I understand it, just a real quick thing was this woman had been hypnotized before at a show. She didn't want to be hypnotized this time, so she specifically told her friend and the hypnotist, "Look, I don't want to volunteer." And unfortunately, she sat in the audience and she actually started getting hypnotized. And the hypnotist came down and took her up on stage, made her do a lot of stuff that was pretty inappropriate for a corporate show, humping chairs and things like this, and a mock strip tease. She felt really embarrassed and really upset about it. So, there's going to be a meeting about that on August 6th, I believe. If you're a member of Isha, go check your email. And if you're not, go join. It's super inexpensive, and you get that kind of a I don't want to say brotherhood, but what's a personhood? It's like
Well,
a
you get access to a lot of things, right?
yeah,
Like anytime that you can join a mastermind that is going to, and it's not just mastermind stuff, but when you join a mastermind, you get access to a lot more brains than your own.
yeah,
And I don't know about you. I know there have been times where I am the smartest person in the room. I prefer not to be.
yeah,
That way I can learn something. But I have no problem flipping around and teaching. I made a career out of it. So,
sure,
um, but you get that. You get a bunch of people who have lived the experience, have tips, tricks. Um, have probably thought about what you want to do and can at least provide you some guidance and a step forward, which, I mean, honestly, that's worth its weight in gold.
yeah,
And you get a decent insurance rate if you're in the States. Now, all of that said, I'm still waiting for Canada to kind of loosen up on the insurance restrictions, because I mean, for me to insure my shows for a year, I think in Canada it's like $700.
ooh,
Yeah, so it's not cheap here, and you can pay for it in a show or two, but
mm.
it's definitely nowhere near the good deal that you guys get.
Yeah. I think we get it for about 250 right now.
Yeah,
But I think you have to be a member of Isha if you want to go through their policy. So that'll be
yeah,
another. I don't remember what it costs now. $80, $50, can't remember. Or you can join one of the other organizations and get theirs. But boy, it just takes one bad experience to, lose all of your assets. So if you have no assets, well, maybe you don't worry about it. But if you have anything, a car, a bicycle, a house, I want to get some insurance.
yeah, and that's the thing, and for in Canada we don't have what's known as an LLC.
Mm.
So you guys set up your limited liability corporation. We actually have to set up a full corporation
Ah,
to get that same type of distance. So, and again, not cheap. So, for us to make a go of it here, we really have to work and make sure that we're on top of our game all the time.
Yeah.
And you're right. One bad experience is that's all it takes. And by the sounds of it, that lady had a real bad experience.
Yeah, Mark made a good point. Bad publicity, definitely.
Yep.
You can bet she's never going to want to go to a hypnosis show before. She's not going to tell other people to go. It's yeah, it's really that's disappointing. There's well, anyway, that's something to go discuss with the other stage hypnotists. Justine, I don't know where you came up with this crazy comment about pineapple on pizza. I
I
think
don't
you,
know. She's she lives in Toronto.
yeah,
We call Toronto the center of the universe because everything just kind of gets sucked into the vortex there.
yeah.
And I don't know, maybe some pineapple landed on her pizza once or twice or something like that, but
Mm,
it's
God.
definitely not the way that we do it.
I mean, it's like bird droppings. I mean, you don't eat them. I mean, I might have a pizza if somebody accidentally puts, drops some, bird flies over. I'm not going to eat it, Justine. Just because it dropped on your pizza doesn't mean you have to eat it. Come on now. Um, Amanda says Vinny Briggins is going to be on the show next. HealingBeyondTrauma.com. That's awesome. Vinny, really cool guy. Got to hang out with him a bit. Um, and Dan says he's looking forward to the PHS, of course. That's what I was looking for. Fellowship. Thank you, fellowship. It's like being part of a fraternity, sorority, something like that. You got some friends that you're close with. Um, Now, Brian, I don't know if they got the insurance thing figured out. I'm not even sure what the problem was. So, anyway, I'm not up to date on everything. Mark says bookings go up when there's a good movie out there that has hypnosis as part of the story. That's true. Yep.
It's true. It's one of my big rants when I'm on TikTok live is that it's not like it is in the movies. They're
Right.
using it to drive the plot forward.
Yeah.
They're not using it as the tool that it is. So
Well, can you imagine if they actually did a movie and they depicted like hypnotherapy the way it really is? It would be so boring, right? I mean,
I don't know.
just
I've had some pretty interesting sessions.
have you? Wow. And now you're smoke free. 1, 2, 3, wide awake.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I like to think of it as like spy. This is what I understand. Like spy stuff is actually not very exciting. It's very boring.
Hmm.
But movies make it seem like it's really exciting. So that's why I look at hypnosis. It's like being a spy, really. That's what it is.
Yep, you're there to remain out
I
of
lost your
sight.
stuff.
How's that?
Yes.
Are we back now?
Justina says, you said you'd be well fed at the conference. Dan would never well feed me pineapple pizza. He would never do such a thing. I hope. I'll bring some protein drinks. Where's my protein drinks? I could do a sponsored post right now. Where's it at? Damn it. Um, Speaking of sponsored posts, I have a book I want to talk about, Shawn. So
Okay.
let's do some book review. And this, hold on. I got to get rid of Shawn for a second. Where's he at? Get out of here. Go away. All right, there he is. This right here, Letting Go of the Dragon by Anna Margolina. Letting Go of the Dragon, 7 Keys to Effortless Speech. Now, Anna Margolina is a PhD. She's a hypnotist and a speaker and an author. She's written, oh, man, I got to think 7, 8 books. And those are just in the U.S. And I think she wrote some before that, which I know she did in Russia when she lived there. So this really kind of talks about her journey with stuttering. Started very, very early on, and kind of um, um, learning how to help herself, getting help to move past that, to get better control over her speech, learning how to manage emotions and take control of your life. She has the idea of a dragon as a metaphor for the negative thoughts and feelings that can hold us back. She gives a lot of practical advice, exercises to help readers to understand and overcome these challenges. So, if you read this book, you do the exercises, you're going to help yourself to speak. I don't want to say better. I'm going to say speak more clearly and succinctly, and that's really helpful. especially if you want to do any kind of public speaking. And then, of course, just even one-on-one, it's kind of challenging. I know it must be very stressful when you're trying to talk to somebody one-on-one and you have a speech, I hope it's okay to say, impediment. And then, of course, if you're trying to do stage hypnosis, I was actually talking, I've talked to people that do stage hypnosis that do have a stutter, a stammer, and it's incredibly challenging. And then, of course, if you're doing hypnotherapy, incredibly challenging as well. Um, so, she really talks about that by using this book, you can let go of your dragon and take charge of your life and create a more positive and fulfilling future. She's done a lot of public speaking nowadays. She's gone through Toastmasters. There's a lot of great recommendations in the book. So if you have any trouble with that, please go check it out. Now, got to get these commercial breaks out of the way. Trying to earn some money, folks. Trying to earn some money by showing you awesome stuff. This right here. This was recommended to me by a good friend of mine, James Sellis. He is a legendary stage hypnotist. This thing right here would have saved me a lot of hassle, a lot of trouble, a lot of SD cards, and it could have helped me to generate more income. Now, I'm going to speak specifically to stage hypnotists, but really anyone, if you create any kind of content, videos, audio stuff, video, I think mostly, but if you do audio stuff, even podcasts, if you create, group programs, things like that, something like this, it's 2 terabytes. Okay, 2 terabytes. And this is Silicon Power Armor. It holds 2 terabytes of information here. They have other sizes too, of course. One downside, I don't like the color green on it, but anyway, whatever. So what this does is this is going to store all of your files. And I have had so many situations where I would need to clear out room because I do a show and then I got another show and I just sort of clear out everything. And so I've erased SD cards. I've erased hard drives and things to make room for more stuff because video files are so big. And then I found out later, because I only kept my stage shows, a few months, maybe a year or something, just make sure I'm not going to get sued. And then I would, kind of tape over and I think there was any need to keep them forever. And then I found out you can make a lot of money, or not a lot of money, but you can make some money by uploading your shows, and people will actually buy hypnosis shows, even shows they've not seen before, they weren't even at. So there's some kind of a group of folks out there that really like to buy the shows. So I'm missing out on tens of $12 maybe a month by not having one of these sooner. And so pick one of these up. Again, if you're a speaker, you want to save those talks. You can repurpose them. You can maybe you can create a course out of those. You can upload them or just save them for posterity. Pass it on to the kids. They'll throw it on a shelf somewhere. All right, so grab yourself one of these. Again, not crazy about the color, but who cares? It works great.
And the other thing you can do if you have 2 of them is actually use one of them as an offline backup, just in case something goes wrong.
Blowing my mind right there, Shawn. Blowing my mind.
Offline backup. That's the key.
Nice. So we've got Albert's here. Hey, Albert, good to see you. Dan says he would never serve me pineapple pizza. Thank God. He actually bought me pizza in Las Vegas. Me and Grant and Richard Wall. There was no pepper. There was no pineapple on it. Yes, external hard drive, Justine. I hope I mentioned that. Sorry if I didn't. Longer shelf life than an SD card. Didn't even know that. Makes for. Dan has 2, of course, because he does a lot of video. He's got one that has 4 terabytes.
Yep, not a surprise.
Wow. I've only first started tapping into this. So yeah, really good stuff. And get the book by Anna Margolina. She lives near me. She's a really sweet person. She's a PhD, a real PhD from a real accredited college, not one of these fake ones that a lot of hypnotists seem to have. But that's on them. Whatever. What else, Shawn? What else should we talk about? Anything? What do we got going on?
In about 15 minutes or so, I'll be on TikTok Live again. So anybody who wants to join me, 3 nights ago we had Justina. 2 nights ago, Casey and Steve actually jumped in and jumped on the live, and so we had a good discussion, lots of questions, of course. So yeah, it's that part of it is coming along. I'm getting lots of people stopping in, a few people that are really really curious, a few more that are really really shocked that hypnosis is the tool that it actually is, and it's not like the media presents it. Surprisingly,
Yeah.
and Brian's just saying here, Fort Airways doesn't just store hypnosis videos.
Right. Ooh, Dan, what you got on there? Yes, Dan points out Catherine Hicklin. So, for those of you who went to Performing Hypnosis Summit last year, you know that we went out to Catherine Hicklin's. Um, she is very famous in the industry. She's also a former soap actress. She was on a few shows, a lot giggity. Brian, oh my God, Brian, can't take him anywhere.
Amanda's getting in on this too here, so
Whoa, is it hot in here? Or is that
well,
just
you're starting to turn a few shades of red there, Jim.
you kids, and your
Anyways, Catherine Hicklin, she's a
yes,
soap opera star, TV star. She's been on Broadway.
Broadway, yes.
She is a very accomplished vocalist, and she is just one of the sweetest people ever.
Oh, really, just so kind. Invited us into her home with her husband Todd Fisher, who of course, um, Debbie Reynolds' son, Carrie Fisher's brother, um, and yeah, I'll get onto that in just a second, Albert. So there's, I mean, it was really just a wonderful experience. There was food, there was drink, there was conversation. They have a beautiful home. They invited all of us in to, and then so here's the thing: when she said she was going to sing, I was kind of like, oh no, because sometimes people have high opinions of themselves, and they've been an actor and now they do mentalism and hypnosis, and oh now they're a singer, really qualified singer, very good singer, so much emotion. I actually felt a little bit teary eyed. I mean, it was that good.
Yep,
So she told some
100%.
great stories. Um, the high point, and she's invited us back again, folks. So when you come to the Performing Hypnosis Summit, you're going to get to go to Catherine Hicklin's house. Now, the one downside. What was the one downside, Captain?
Well, we almost all didn't fit into her theater.
Well, it was that Kit car was not there. I was so looking forward to seeing Kit because she owns the Kit car, but it was on display somewhere else.
For anybody who knows what that doesn't mean, it's the Night Industries 2000.
Never would have known that. If you're boy, we got a lot of kids watching tonight, so I don't know if they'll even know how this show. But it was Knight
Look up
Rider,
the show. Look up the show Knight Rider, but not the
right?
new one,
Not the new one
the original from the OG from the 80s
with David Hasselhoff.
with a Hoff. Yeah,
Albert wants to know about the training. Yes, so it's actually not with James Sellis. It is with Salish Jawan, who was last year's Performing Hypnosis Summit's legend. He was the legend, the main legend. He got the Legend Award. He's also gotten all kinds of awards. He invited me to join him on doing a training, a stage hypnosis training in October in Phoenix, Arizona. So it's $997. If you want to get on the waiting list, message me. We don't have the landing page set up yet or anything. We're just kind of taking names. And really, it's the first time he's taught in 30 years. He's been doing this for 30 years. Oh, and Shawn, you'll be happy to know, another Canadian.
I know. Nadine's
How is
Canadian. Salish is Canadian. I'm Canadian. You sensing a theme, Jim?
you got Tyson? You got isn't Savard? Isn't he? Isn't he also?
Mark is also Canadian. Yes.
Anthony Cools, I believe, is also.
Yep.
You guys see we should have built the wall to the north, not the south, because they're all coming down here stealing our jobs.
You guys have been talking about that for years, especially now that we've got a sexy Ryan export industry, and
Yeah.
it's hey, we're just being happy here.
Being happy, being
And we
happy.
are, and we already have people planted in certain areas so that we can keep an eye on everybody. Like, Amanda keeps an eye on her area, make sure that none of the American people get out of line.
um, Wayne Lee, also from Canada, and also, Terry Stokes. He's an American, but he actually got super famous by doing the Calgary Stampede.
Calgary
Right?
Stampede, yeah, the world's
Yeah.
largest. Seems like it's the world's largest rodeo for about a week, and then there's always something there. But yeah, the Stampede. I know I've seen actually news clips of Terry on the news, and them just absolutely gushing over the fact that he was coming back for another year at the Stampede and another year at the Stampede. They really loved him up there.
Yeah, and there's that other guy too that he's died, but his son has taken over for him, and I don't remember his name. He was
Um,
a big deal. He's a big
Ravine,
deal.
Peter
Yes,
Ravine.
Peter Ravine. I
Yeah.
mean, what are you guys doing up there? What are you guys doing
Well,
up
I
there?
tell you, Peter Ravine, and I found this out actually from a former director of education for our school division who knew Peter. Peter Ravine used to all the fancy suits that he would buy and
Yeah,
he would wear because he was a little flamboyant when he would get dressed up on stage and whatnot. Because part of his act was mentalism as well. But he actually bought all of those suits in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
really?
Yeah, Mister
Wow.
Atch
Hmm.
suit place, and it's been in operation for years. And the gentleman that owns it, Mister Atchison, it was actually the mayor of Saskatoon for a while as well. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, just these little tidbits that you find out and you figure out and whatnot. But yeah, his son, I believe, is based out of Toronto now.
Hmm.
So it means he doesn't get out much because, of course, there's that vortex around Toronto again. I think we call that vortex Michigan, Dan.
Or Lower Canada?
Or Lower Canada, exactly. We used to have Upper and Lower Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Sorry, buddy.
Ontario. It got turned into Ontario and Quebec.
So yeah, if you want information about that, or you need more information, it's going to be 2 days, um, about 6 to 8 hours long. I don't know exactly what Sash has in mind, but and he's really into mentorship to help get you out there doing some shows. And so we're looking at some options for that. Space is very limited because there's just the two of us. So if you want part of that, get on the waiting list. Brian says, Catherine was so wonderful when we were there. Top notch hospitality. I agree. You know, I'd heard such nice things about her, but I'd never met her. And I was still surprised by just how hospitable, how kind she was. Really.
But she was genuine, and
Yeah.
you don't often get that from people right away. But with her and Todd, it was
Oh, yeah,
just like, hey, welcome home, family.
exactly.
And she was also surprised that night because there was some of her friends, fellow co-star from uh, the soap opera that she was on, and I'm trying to think if it was One Life to Live or Young and Restless, whichever one it is.
Yeah.
Was, but her co-star throughout that actually was in the house. I had supper with them, and just absolutely great people,
Yeah.
and very down to earth. You wouldn't necessarily expect that from
Yes.
ours.
Because I mean, and don't take this the wrong way, everybody, but who are we? I mean, these guys are like, they're super famous, they got some dough, they know all the people, and invited us into their home. It just felt, so it made me feel special.
Yeah, 100%.
Nice. So when you come, I mean, tickets are very reasonably priced, and we've got, I haven't even told people, we got John Sorbonne coming out teaching workshops. We've got Shawn Michael Andrews teaching workshops. Shawn Michael Andrews hasn't taught a workshop in 7 years, he said, in the United States. So we've got Richard Barker doing his marketing, a 2 day workshop, which is, it's going to be phenomenal, of course. We've got Scott McFall doing a workshop. We've got Dan Goyette, Jeff Bennick. Absolutely amazing. Uh, Jeffrey Jim tearing up is big. He usually saves tears for when the bacon is gone. That's so true. Um, Funny story. So that's Bradley Stewart Jeffrey. I don't know if he's still a comic or not. He's kind of crazy. Um, he's a vegan. I think vegan. I don't think he's a vegetarian. He's vegan. He lives like on a farm where he grows beans. And I always think of the who's the guy? Who was the? It was Emerson. It wasn't Emerson. It was his buddy. Um, can't remember his name right offhand now. Anyway, I always think about him because he talked about growing beans. We talked about living on the pond. So I actually wrote a joke about back when we were doing stand up together years ago. I wrote a joke about dating a vegetarian, and he said, "I'm taking that joke because it works better for me." And he just took it. He just took it.
Just like that. Where's the copyright?
Exactly. I've never forgiven you. It's a funny joke too. I don't know if I don't even know if we can say it now because it wasn't bad, but it was anyway. Yeah, I'm going to leave it alone. So, gentle reminder to get the awards made before Performing Hypnosis Summit. That's right. Get those awards made before the Performing Hypnosis Summit. We're working on that, of course.
Henry David Thoreau.
Thoreau, yes, that's who it was. Thank you, Thoreau. I can't remember the name of that book that I'm thinking of, though.
Was it Thoreau's book?
Yeah. So just tell the Canadians it's out of maple syrup and they will leave. Yeah. Dan calls it.
You never know. We might be out of maple syrup soon. The harvest and the production has not been stellar the last couple of years. So
I've heard that.
Plus, there was a robbery actually within the last decade. Somebody stole a significant amount of maple syrup, believe it or not.
Somebody likes their pancakes. Dan calls it Michigan Lesser Canada. I like it. I like it. Boom. Thoreau. Yes. Thank you, Bradley Jeffrey. He's an honest thief. Yes. He still remembers the joke. He's thought about reworking that joke for his return to comedy. Walden is the book. Yes. I was loving the book until he started just going on and on about his beans. So I've lost all of our viewers now talking about Thoreau and his beans and my old comedy buddy. We used to go to open mics together. Boy, I can't remember right offhand some of his jokes, but they were disturbing. They were very disturbing. And then we did a group. We called ourselves the Serial Killers of Comedy. And before the other guys did, and because we kind of looked like serial killers. I looked a little scarier back then. Anyway. All right. Anybody got anything else they want to add before we sign off for the evening? All right. Be sure and check out that link if you want to up-level your entrepreneurial stuff. Hit me up for information about Salish's workshop. Shawn, where do they go for your OnlyFans account? What is that? Is that SK Hypnosis?
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
At OnlyFans. Go find Shawn. He's going to be on the TikTok over there.
Yeah, I'll be on TikTok in about 5 minutes.
Yeah. SK Hypnosis. He does a lot of dances. That's what he does over there. He dances a lot. Like all the pretty girls.
Sometimes you just have to move it.
Move it. All right, Shawn, thanks for joining me tonight.
Absolutely, sir.
Thanks for joining us. Take care. Be well. Be awesome.